Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. We're playing some of the Die Hard Arcade on the PS1 here, using my Innovation The Real Arcade gun, because it's a great light gun experience, but I'm actually doing this because somebody asked, how does this compare to the Konami Justifier, which I also have? So I'm going to basically try out using these two guns together in a couple of titles that support both, one of which being Die Hard Arcade. Now, I've talked about this thing a lot, and it's my favorite light gun that exists. Oh, we got a guy. What is also possible with this gun, and I'm not doing it right now, oh geez, is you can actually hook up a power supply to this thing and it'll do the gun will actually kick back and add a whole level of sort of really being there into the game that I really like. Something the Justifier does not do. And this thing actually uses a little connector adapter, one that I've also talked about recently, that allows you to increase the how well the gun is actually read. So it'll be an interesting comparison. I wonder which one is going to feel better. This is a heavier gun, so that's not great, but ooh, I got him that time. But it's something people want to know, so I figure, yeah, let's try it out. Ooh, shield. Yeah, this is a really great light gun game. And definitely anybody who's got a PlayStation 1, get this and get a good light gun. Is the Justifier good in comparison? Well, I've played enough of this, and this is the way I always play this game, with the Innovation Real Arcade. So now let's try it out with the Justifier doing exactly the same level. Now, same thing again with the Konami Justifier. The other gun, the Innovation, does actually play in Justifier mode versus GunCon mode, and that's what I was using just now. So this should be as fair a comparison as I can possibly get. And this is lighter. It has less buttons, so I'm not a fan about that. And unlike the Innovation, ooh, wow. The Justifier doesn't have the foot pedal that the Justifier or the Innovation has, so that's not good. On the plus side, though, this one's lighter. It's easier to carry for for long sessions. Am I noticing any change in accuracy? Get the Beretta, get the Beretta, get the rocket. This does feel a little more accurate. Now, I am leaning forward to the screen because I wanted to try and capture both the gun and the game I'm playing as well as I can. So this may not be the best... Ooh, grenades, wow. This may not be the best comparison. Why am I doing this section? Oh, you know what probably happened is I may have made a choice without realizing it. Okay, now we're back into the standard part that I was doing before. Now I'm not noticing as good a level of accuracy. Get that MP5. Oh no! There we go. You can launch the grenades. I think it's that one? Yeah. So that's not too bad. Get the tracer. Definitely, I would say for longer play sessions, this one is probably... Oh no, probably a better experience. Again, I did not kill the cop. That's good. But I'm trying to see if, on the edges of the screen... Yeah, that seems to get the edges pretty good. So that's not bad, actually. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Well, I do have a couple of other games that are both are compatible with both guns. So let's try and fire up another one and just see how does the Innovation compare with that. Interesting. And next up is Project Horned Owl, which you can actually see inside. They advertise the fact it is Konami Justifier compatible. So, again, just going to try it out with this. I'm not actually starting at the track mode. Going to use the Innovation Real Arcade to see what it's like in Justifier mode and just get a feel for it. This is kind of a simple game. You're basically just shooting at these robots that are flying through the sky. Oh, we got to reload still. And we have grenades, which we will hold on to. It's a very cool on-rails experience. Can I shoot anything there? No. All right. Oh, I won't get the civilians. I am finding I have to aim slightly higher than I would anticipate. So that's interesting. Ooh. And again, that heaviness is going to become annoying over a long play session. Also, this has a constant, as you can hear, the clicky noise of it pulling the trigger all the time. That's not fun for long durations. Let's see about... Oh, that's a pause. There you go. There's a grenade. Can we shoot the vehicles? No, that would be bad. Okay. There we go. So yeah, I do find I have to aim slightly higher than with the Justifier. At least I think. Let's now... I'll do probably a review of these games at another time. I do sort of intend to do more light gun game stuff, because these PS1 light gun games are really, really good, and these are the right types of guns to use for this, especially on an old CRT like we've got. However, let's switch over to the Justifier and just see if I notice any improvement or worse stuff going on.
There they are. Dad, get them.
Well, I didn't get them as well. That's interesting. But this is a lot more comfortable. This will be good for long gameplay sessions. Let's see what we got.
Watch out, civilian.
Jeez, actually, I don't think this is as accurate now that you mention it. I mean, I seem to be hitting... I'm not experiencing that aiming slightly higher than I thought I would need to. But... And I can definitely pull the trigger more frequently because I don't have the same heavy trigger and gun to have to deal with. But... Ooh, shoot. Ah, he got me. But it feels like I'm not landing some of these shots as much or as well. The reload is nicer because it's a lighter gun. Oops, that's pause. Okay, same button for grenade. Oh no, here come those shots. Oh jeez, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Okay, that's interesting. There. Okay. Why am I not hitting? Like, yeah, I definitely did not need to reload there, and yet, look at that, I'm not hitting, aha! I'm only hitting, like, there's like a little area on the left side of the screen that seems to be not registering the hits. And that's interesting. I have another light gun for a different system that has the same problem. So, the GunCon, the other one, the Innovation, like you can see the white sparks indicate where I'm hitting. And if you see, I'm not hitting the very left of the screen till we get to about there. And that is similar to another problem another light gun has for a totally unrelated console. So that's interesting. And the Innovation did not have that problem. Let's try another game. So yeah, as mentioned before, this gun does have a GunCon or Justifier selector on it, which I really like. The game we're about to do actually makes use of the foot pedal when you're in gun con mode for this Real Arcade. But I'm going to be curious to see what it's like in Justifier mode, how they get around what that foot pedal does. What game is this? This is Elemental Gearbolt, which is a very sought after, very much an enjoyable game. I got it here at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo several years ago for 60 bucks. I think that might actually be a good price tag because I think it might go for more than that now. Elemental Gearbolt is really interesting. I haven't played through it at all, but it's a role-playing game as a light gun shooter. I haven't tried it out. I just sort of messed around with it enough just to see if this game worked well with this gun. But let's actually give it a little whirl here. And here we are. Now there's our creatures. You see how I can definitely get further on the right-hand side of the, or left-hand side of the screen? That's interesting. Now to switch. Oh, okay. You notice in the bottom left corner, there was, oh, I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. There's like 3 choices you have down there. On the pedal, you actually just use that to make that selector. And I think different types of magic have got different benefits at different times. And I don't even know if I need to aim off screen, do I? We'll soon find out. Let's switch to lightning, which is like a machine gun. Ooh, alright, cool. Oh, well, it killed me. Alright, let's try it again, paying attention this time. Alright, so let's stick with just the fire to begin with. Not Justifier, I mean just the fire. And we'll see. Again, I find I have to like reach up a bit. Higher than I had anticipated. But the accuracy seems to be there. Do I have to shoot those? Okay. Oh, you're getting me. See, I don't think that machine gun thing is very good. I guess I need to hit that in the distance. Yeah, it freed some kind of a butterfly. Probably not the best that I'm playing this without having actually read the instructions or played the game much before. However, we're here to judge what the games, or what the controller is like. This is heavier, but I think this feels more accurate. What do those things do? Do they give me... Ooh, okay. Yeah, a very cool game, this one. From what they tell me. I haven't actually played it much, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. However, I do think this is going to be a pain in the butt, a pain in the arm for extended gameplay. I don't think this is going to work. Alright, let's switch over to the Justifier now. Let's give it a whirl. A little bit worried about those guys coming in on the left there because I know there's like that strip that I don't think this thing is going to get recognized on. Yeah, see, it's not recognizing. Oh, jeez. Ah, okay. Let's stick with what we know works. The red one, the fire setting. Oh, and you get that money, I guess, for buying upgrades later. Well, I guess what's the trade-off? Do I want to be able to hit things on the left-hand side of the screen, or do I want to have more comfort? Oh, well, that was really quick. Yeah, we'll continue. But as far as accuracy is concerned, I don't have to point it up as high as I do with the innovation. That's interesting. And the lightness is definitely preferable. The lack of a foot pedal is a factor. That means you can't play a lot of games that came out on PS1. Stuff like Time Crisis and that, you want to be able to play Time Crisis, so. Yeah, I'm definitely going to stick with the innovation, but for anybody wondering, how is the accuracy in comparison? Justifier's not too bad. Our TV has a weird thing, and I'm going to talk about this in a future video, but I do notice that the, let's switch to that blue thing. I do notice that the, ooh, no, I'm going to stick with the fire. No, don't kill me. Okay, I do notice our TV here has this weird issue, so I'm not totally sure if that's related or not. But I think, oh man, I'm doing badly here now. I think if I had my druthers, I would stick with the innovation, because there's going to be more situations where I need to hit things on the left side of the screen, and plus with the pedal capability of that one. This, I think, was a nice light gun as kind of one of the first attempts for the PS1. But the innovation and basically the gun con in general just did it so much better. Having said that, I'm doing better now, but I don't think that's an accuracy thing. I think I was just learning the game. See, I need to hit that thing. I'm not going to hit that thing. There's going to be situations where you need to hit stuff on screen, and if you can't, that's not good. So, but it feels pretty close where it does hit the screen. So that's good. I think I'll stick with my innovation though. I'm surprised I'm lasting as long. Okay, well let's come to a conclusion then. Alright, well, which is better then, the innovation gun or the Justifier? I think overall I'm going to stick with the innovation. It's got a lot more capabilities, and I'm finding the fact that it'll hit that left side of the screen better than the Justifier. That's a big factor for any game. But this is not bad, the Justifier. It's nice and light. It feels a lot less clunky to be pulling the trigger on this one. Accuracy-wise, I think they're pretty close, except for our weird left side of the screen problem, which may be particular to our television set. I don't know. Well, I hope that helps if anybody's interested. Yeah, if you can possibly find Elemental Gearbolt, it's a really cool game from what little I've played of it there. And have gun well travel, as they say. Until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.